JSL, you
Get up close.
famous?
Catch up on falling off 400 shots right to his back. He was speaking on my brother, that's what got his partner whack. Let that semi-auto trick, I use my hand, no stock attaching. AR with 223s, why you can't get your partner back?
Put your hands up. Do this for you and not just for me. So you follow your dreams, so you know what it means when you stick to a thing. It ain't all what it seems, but it leads to brighter things, better days, higher esteem, getaways, island breeze, island breeze. When I say I love you, do you know that's what I mean? I know you don't mind me. It's just a little poetry, a little flowetry. Somewhere you can go with me. Yeah.
What's up? What's up? Welcome to Speak That Shit. I am your host, Sobo69. Y'all know what it do. Hey, we got a lot of things going on that we want to talk about this week. And I like to talk about a lot of things, but hey, some things I just can't talk about. Okay, just can't get around to. So y'all know how we do. We let it flow. We let everything flow. Let things flow. You know what I'm saying? You don't try to. This is like a relationship. You know what I'm saying? If it's flowing good, let it flow. Don't sit up there and you watch somebody else's relationship and you try to get in and try to be like them. And next thing you know, you fuck your shit up. You know what I'm saying? You fuck your shit up. So we let it flow up here. Like I say, we got church sessions 2. We getting ready to shoot that next month. We It's like in pre-production right now, so we're getting ready to get in the shooting stage. We got other movies we're gonna print up. We're gonna shoot up too. So you know what I'm saying? Church session 2. We got pretentious. We got justice. We got ride out. Then you know what I'm saying? We just got a lot of things going on that we're going to be doing. Go to my website, kingscastleent.com. If you'd like to be a sponsor on the show, give me a call. You can either DM me or give me a call, 941-681-1710. I'm going to tell you like this. If you start calling me like you're trying to stalk me, I do know how to ignore calls, okay? I'm just saying. I was married 4 times. I do know how to ignore calls. So if I feel this is a scam or whatever, you just fucking with me, I look at the number and I quiet it. I won't block you now. I won't block you because eventually, you know what I'm saying, you'll come to sense and stop trying to stalk me. So that's a real number. But anyway, we got a special guest on here tonight. We got a special guest on here tonight. She's an author. She was in the military also. So you know what I'm saying? That's why I say, a lot of females go in the military. It's things that they got to handle and take other than men. You know what I'm saying? I was in the military too. I was in the army. And you know what I'm saying? And it is a big difference of treatment how they treat men and women. I don't seen it. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, I don't seen it. I done seen it, but the higher power, you know what I'm saying? Back then. I don't know how it is right now. I'm just saying back then it was like, hey, you got to take it. You say something about it, you know what I'm saying? Who gonna believe you? You know what I'm saying? It's your word against their word. But like right now, it's a whole different story right now. So when I hear stories about, oh, this happened to some of the men civilian, like it couldn't happen. I looked at it, yes, I was 17, I seen this shit. There was a lot of shit I done seen. I'm at 17 years old. They're like, whoa, hey, wait, what's going on? And then we had that black and white things going on. And not only that, we had the dark skin and light skin thing going on. So, we we kind of had it rough right there when I was in the military. But you know what I'm saying? All in all, we still was good. We still was good. So I want to introduce y'all to Maddie Leonard. It's a stall or something up there.
Hello, how are you? I'm glad to be here on this show. Um, yes, go ahead.
Nobody say that. I'm not saying anything. You going in and out. It's going in and out.
Oh, okay. Um, yeah, it's going in and out. I can hardly hear.
So just tell us about yourself. Tell us about your military experience. You know what I'm saying? And then we want to get into your books. We want to get into your books also.
Okay. Well, I was in the military from 1990 to 2010, and you know, it was pretty competitive. It was like, the women were held to a higher standard that we had to prove I felt like I had to prove myself in competition with the other soldiers that were in my rank. And then when I did get rank, it was always questioned, well, what did she do? And to get her rank, and I struggled and I did what I needed to do. I went to school. I ended up getting my master's degree, um, and I did, and I went up the rank. And but it was always a challenge. I felt like I always had to prove myself in the military, that I had to set a standard that was above any other male soldier. And so it was really interesting. But when I got in, I had told myself that I was going to retire just like my dad. And so no matter how rough it got or how the situation was, I was going to put up with it, and I was going to stick with it and stay in the race. And I did get to that point where I accomplished my goal was to retire from the military. And my last 5 years, I was with White House Communication Agency. And, I dealt, it was real political in the White House. But that was one of my best assignments. I became the NCOIC of the Situation Room. I was promoted before others and others in my rank and given that position. And there was always people behind the scenes trying to get that position or trying to point out where I wasn't doing good at. And so I was always looking behind my back. I was always trying to dot my I's and cross my T's. And so that 5 years I was with Bush and President Obama in that last 5 years. And it was really a good assignment. It was a prestigious assignment to have as a NCO. And it was it was challenging, but it was fun. It was challenging, but it was fun.
Okay. You're with Bush and Obama. I mean, it being in the White House, how did it differ? Because you know what I'm saying, I look at Obama as like you know what I'm saying, he like a club president. You go to the you know what I'm saying, you go to the club with Obama, but then when you go to Bush, it's like you got to be all churchy. So what was the difference?
Well, let me tell you, when you work in the White House, they tell you that we work for the office and not the person. So that took all of our political views away because we work for the person that was in that office. And the transition from Bush to Obama was a big transition. And a lot of people left because they didn't want to work under President Obama. And there was a lot of other people that stayed that didn't want to work under him, but they had no choice but to stay in that situation. And it was a drastic change. You saw the climate in the air of the Situation Room just change drastically. But overall, I think we got the mission done and served our country the way we were supposed to. And it was nice. Oh, and I got to see a lot of actresses and movie stars that came to the Situation Room to visit.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Walter said, my question is, how does the government feel about you writing and talking about the government? And did they not put a no talk clause on you at E7 rank at the White House?
No. After you get out, you're pretty much on your own. There are things you can't talk about, and that we were told not to talk about, as such as situations that we've seen happen, or the people that they talk secure with, and stuff like that. We were not allowed to be in front of the press at any time while we were working there. So there were stipulations for our contract while we were there. But after I got out, I started talking about myself and what I did and what happened to me. So it wasn't necessarily against the government or the White House in general. This is what happened to me in my life, and how I started my journey after the transition out of the military.
Hey, yeah, and I mean, I was in the E7, so I guess that's why they ain't come fuck with me, I guess. But I know it's certain things that you can't say. It's certain things, you know what I'm saying? I got out in 1990. See, you went in at 1990. I got out. There's certain things, I still won't say, because hey, they worse than the Illuminati, so they gonna come get you. They gonna find you stinking somewhere. But when you got out, you wrote a book. Tell us about your books.
Well, the book is called Building Me Back Brick by Brick, and it's this book here. And it talks about my transitioning out of the military, how, I got on opioids, and I was given a choice to leave the agency or, that was the only choice. And I told them at that time that particular supervisor was a new supervisor, and he didn't want me in that position. He was not a man of color, and he didn't like the fact that I was in that position. And so he was always looking for things and situations to get me to get out of that position. And finally, the chance came for him when I injured my lower back and I got on opioids. So I told him that I was not going to just leave the agency, but I would retire. And so they let me retire, and I retired with an addiction. And that's what I wrote about in my book. I tell about my journey and my story after the military, how the transition was, and how I got to a better place finally. And in doing that, it helped me to write about my story. It helped me to write and relive the things that I relived, and understand the mistakes that I made. The addiction, it was about me, and I had to go through some things. I was really depressed, and because I couldn't walk when I got out, and so working another job wasn't something that I could do, and I was real depressed and dealt with anxiety. And when back then when you were in the military, depression, you didn't really go for help for that like you do now. It was kind of frowned against, and you didn't you're the mask that you have a good life was what we had to present, that everything was going well and everything was going good, and our mental state was okay, but in actuality it wasn't. And today the military helps the people with mental illnesses. They don't just kick you out, or they try to work with you. And same thing with a drug addiction. They work with you now. There's programs now that they help you before they process you out. So a lot has changed. A lot really has changed in the military. And but I'm so grateful that I served during the time I did, and went ahead and got out and retired.
All right. I'm gonna answer Walter's question. Where he got a question for you. Said, I know the government doesn't like domestic abuse, especially E7 level. So I just wonder how they felt about that book. Said great book. I read it last year. Oh, so he read your book already.
Yes. Like I said, back then you didn't talk about stuff. And at that time, both me and my last husband were in the military. And you didn't talk about the things that was going on in your household. So, and I outranked him. And that was one of the things that was really hard in our relationship, is that I was getting promoted over him. And instead of him seeing that as, the money's coming to the same household, he saw it as a competition, and started to belittle me and talk down to me. And as a matter of fact, after we got divorced, he had contacted me again, and he was like, how did you get in the White House? And I guess he thought that personality that he had, that he thought that life would just fail for me if he wasn't in my life. And he almost made me feel that way. But I continued to strive. I continued to press on. And I was able to, at that time, I was at E4, E5. And I was able to make it to E7, and I was able to retire. And I didn't let anything that I went through, personal or military-wise, stop me, because I had a goal, and that goal was to retire from the military.
You said something that you and your husband, you're in the military. Probably, I don't know if y'all start off the same rank, but I know you started outranking him. Now, a lot of men, not me now, not me, because you're making the money. Hey, more power to you. Shit. You get what I'm saying? Because it's coming to household. But a lot of men, they feel some type of way when a woman is making more money to them. That's happening right now. Real men. Now, I ain't talking about the men that sitting on there and want their woman to work and they sitting up there playing PlayStation, because these new style of women right now, they want to be the man by taking care of they man, which is nothing. Stupid. I'm gonna say it like that. It's stupid to me. Ain't no man. My kids, my sons can't lay up in my house. Once they get 18 years old, they got to either go to school or get a job. You get what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be laying up here thinking you're gonna be. Ain't no man gonna be laying up in my house. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck who it is, right? But a lot of men do that now. But at the same time, I can imagine, like, during that time, how he felt. Like I said, me, it's money coming in the house. So I know military money wasn't that much money. It wasn't no good money. Being in the military, everybody used to come in, oh, give me money. You need it. Hey, can you send me this? You send me that. Motherfucker, I'm barely making it. You get what I'm saying? I'm barely making it. You want me to send, and I send allotment. My brother sent allotment. But you know what I'm saying? You got some ungrateful motherfuckers. They think as soon as you're in the military, oh, here go the women. Oh, blase. Now, I ain't gonna lie now. I use that to my advantage. Yeah, you used to think I was making something. No, I ain't want to make it nice. So, after we bust or whatever, boom, 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 boom. Hey, I tell us straight, look, I ain't making that much money. They stay in that league. But listen, Walter asked, did you get full benefits when you retired? Or did that man try to just get you out?
No, I got full benefits. I retired with full benefits. Like I said, I don't work, so I'm disabled, and it's when I got out, I got out at 90%, and it took another year to get 100%. So yeah, and with my back, I get injections every 3 months, so it's not easy. I still have the back pain. I still have where my legs go numb. From time to time, but it's a little bit more managed. I'm not on the drugs. I'm doing what I need to do with pain management, and it's feasible. It's not crippling as much as it was before, but if I don't get those injections, it's very bad. It's very bad.
I wanna ask you a question.
Yeah, but something you said about go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, okay. I wanted to say something about, in the military, there's different schools you have to go to. And when I went to PLDC, well, my ex-husband went to PLDC first, and he failed the land navigation portion. And once you fail that portion, you fail the whole course. So, and we were in the same unit. So when I went and I passed the land navigation portion, it wasn't just a household thing. It was the people in the unit that talked about him and looked down at him like, oh, your wife was able to accomplish the course and graduate and make rank, but you didn't, so it wasn't just, it was his pride all the way around, and he let that get the best of him, and it made our relationship worse. He was more abusive and just talked down to me, and it made relationship worse. It really did. But I didn't let that stop me. I still continued to go to school. I continued to get my military courses on, and still strove to do what my goal was, because I had that goal before I married him. So to retire was something that he wasn't going to take away from me. He also wanted me to have a child, and I was like, no, I'm not. This is not the course of my life, and I told him that before we got married. But of course, he thought he could change my mind, and my mind was set. I wanted to retire from this military, and I wanted to be an example, to my dad, and let him be proud of me.
Okay, and I'm sure he is. And but I'm gonna tell you like this though, right? He probably did have people clowning him. But at the same time, I'm not talking about your ex-husbands, don't get me wrong though, but at the same time, you have to man up. Ain't nobody gonna clown me about what's going on in my house. You worry about what goes on in your house. You get what I'm saying? Just like I said earlier about the military is not paying anything. Why would I sit up there and be mad at my wife for making money? You know what I'm saying? It comes in the same household. Like I said, I'm not putting them down or whatever. And I was gonna ask you, was he abusive? But you already answered that. And I seen Walter say something about domestic violence, so it led to that. But especially if y'all in the same unit, and like I said, they roasting each other, and I'm a comedian, so I'm gonna tell you like this: you got some comedians, they can dish it, but they can't take it. Me on the other end, I don't give a fuck. You get what I'm saying? I mean, my whole family, this is what we do. We roast each other. And it's just out of fun. It's out of fun. You know what's true, you know what's not. And you know what I'm saying? If you bring it out there, then you know what I'm saying, you got to be able to take it. So I'm feeling that he just couldn't take it no more. And he just like you say, let his pride get to him. But in other words, he let everybody else really kind of run him, really. He kind of let everybody run him. And
Yes.
and you know what I'm saying, that's just a situation, things that happen. I know, like I said, when I was in the military, they looked down, as Walter said about domestic violence. It don't matter what rank you are, if it's reported, they gonna take care of it. You get what I'm saying? They gonna take care of it. It wasn't, you could have been E1 and you might be E1 forever. They gonna take care of it. It's not, if it's reported, boom. They don't play games when it comes to domestic violence. And my cousin, I got a cousin that she was in the military, and she was in the station where I was stationed at. But matter of fact, it was in 90 when she got in. I was just leaving Fort Sill when she was getting there, and she had a husband. I found out that her husband put his hands on that blase. And I said, "Ooh, God saved him," because me and my brother was stationed there at the same time. So you know what kind of ass whooping that joker would have got? You know what I'm saying? He would have got it. And then another thing you said about the pride thing is, and it was something that you said, like you couldn't certain things you can't go and say against or whatever. And that's like with a man, certain things like with your, it was with your pain, you can't, like depression. With depression, you was talking about that nobody didn't really care about depression at that time. And it was a lot of things when I was in the military, that things that happened, and me as being a man, certain things you couldn't even, like, you go to the TMC and talk about things. There were certain things they laughing at you, you know. So there was a lot of things you keep inside. Like, okay, like I said, I was 17 when I went in. So you got these older ladies, almost 40, hitting on me. You get what I'm saying? They sergeants and stuff. So, you know, boom, 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 things happen, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't want it to happen, but things happen. But at the same time, what it look like me going to the TMC or going to my first sergeant saying, hey, she made me do this to her. You get what I'm saying? Come on, they gonna clown the daylights out of me, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I didn't do it, but you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, was it really a choice? No, it wasn't. So I understand about that now.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it happens to men as well as women, but women talk about it more than men do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And it's another thing you said, it was another thing about the opiates, because the opiates. I know when I got out the military, I got back issues right now. And the first thing they want to do is give you narcotics. I told them no. I told them no because I seen people on drugs. I know what it does. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to sit up there and be hooked on these pills. You know what I'm saying? The pills they give me right now, it's not narcotics, but at the same time, it put me in another state. Well, the first time they gave me some pills, I'm gonna say maybe 15 years ago, whatever, it for my depression, anxiety, and all that stuff. And I ain't gonna lie, I lost like a week. And people laugh, he lost a week. Yeah, I lost a week. I didn't know what the fuck happened. It was a whole week. One pill. And I don't know, I might have taken more than one pill, but all I know is I didn't know what happened that past week. So I went to the doctor and said, no, I don't want no more of this. I want y'all got to change this up. And they did. The doctor I got right now, he's a good doctor. He's a good doctor. The other ones, they were just giving you medicine trying to keep me doped up. And
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. And
Oh,
that happened to me. And that happened to me where I was over medicated, but I didn't know it because I was dealing with that depression, anxiety, the transition from the military and couldn't work. You know, I was okay being in that state, laying in my bed, just laying and eating and doing nothing. And it wasn't until later when I went to the doctor and I said, look, I'm falling asleep everywhere. I fall asleep driving. I fall asleep, you know, just sitting. And he said, you're over medicated. And I was like, well, y'all prescribed this to me, you know, so I'm taking it as y'all prescribed it. So he reduced it. Needless to say, I had a different doctor, and he told me that I was over medicated, and they reduced it down to a level that I can take now because I'm diagnosed with major depression. So I do take medication for major depression. You know, I'm considered dual diagnosis where I had an addiction and mental illness. And so I still take my medication. It's not so much where I lose time or fall asleep. It's at a level that I can maintain and be functionable. So yeah, you have to be careful. Like you said, in the beginning, they just give it to you. It's like candy. Here, oh, you need this here. And then they had that whole epidemic, that whole opioid epidemic where they stopped it and they just cold turkey cut me off. And I was distraught. And that's when I started looking to street drugs to help me with my anxiety, my depression, with my pain. And I just got out of control. My life was just unmanageable. And it took me, you know, going to jail 4 times and getting 2 DWIs, a felony possession charge. And, you know, my life had just run amok. And finally, you know, after going to rehab, I went to 2 rehabs. I was in the psych ward. You know, I talk about it in my book, Building Me Back Brick by Brick. And it was a rough road to get back to the point of recovery, to get back to feeling good about myself, feeling like I have something to live for. Because, you know, in the military, we have, you know, it's like we have a purpose. We know what we got to do. We got to get up at this time. We got to go to bed at this time. We got to go here, go there. We know what we're going to do. But when you get out, it's like, what do I do with myself now? You know, especially when you're disabled and you're injured, it's like, what do I do with myself now? Where do I go? What is my purpose? You know, what? And thank God now they have more transition programs for people coming out of the military. But back then there was no such thing. You got out and you had to fend for yourself. You had to talk to other veterans just to find out like what disability you could claim. You know, it wasn't something that they told you or guided you through. So it was a rough transition. Back in those times, you didn't have the help that you have now.
Correct, because I know, like when I got out, like I said, I got out in '90. So when I got out, I didn't even know I can go to the VA. I don't know, you know, I had bleeding ulcers. I had all kind of shit. Yeah, I've been locked up and all that. You know what I'm saying? And I think I was like out maybe 15 years. Well, my godfather, he was in Vietnam, and you know he was going to the VA, and I moved across the street from him, and this was right after I was homeless. I was homeless with my kids, and I like, you know what, I gotta give up this car, and we were sleeping in the car. I said, well, I gave up this car, so I gave up the car, so you know what I'm saying, we can have a place to stay, blase. But anyway, long story short, he telling me, so why don't you go to the VA? I said, I can't go to the VA. I ain't retired. You know what I'm saying? He said, what kind of discharge you guys? I got an honorable. He said, man, take your ass to the VA. Then he started telling me, schooling me. And I'm like, why the hell they ain't tell us that when we out process? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, they ain't tell us shit.
No, nothing.
Yeah.
No.
But right now they telling people stuff, and I like it. I like it now that when people, like, you know, they get in, they get out, they, you know what I'm saying, even work wise, they tell them, hey, you can get a job at the VA, you can get a job at with the federal government, and I forgot how many months it is before they actually get out. You know, they get discharged, but they can put in for a federal job, you know what I'm saying? And actually, and to be honest with you, it'd be a smooth transition because a lot of them really they get first dibs at these jobs. Yeah, they get first dibs at these jobs. So, but yeah, and then you said something about and I'm gonna go back to about your husband. He wanted you to get married. I mean, have a child. You said no. That happened with a lot of young nurses. And I see that because I work for the VA, and my first years at the VA, I worked in a nursing service. I don't work in a nursing service now, but a lot of these young girls, you know what I'm saying, they go get their nursing degree. As soon as they get that degree, boom, they come up pregnant. After they had that baby, boom, they come up pregnant again. Boom, and I say, you know what? That man doing that because he's trying to feed her with all these kids. Because they think when I leave, I can mess up because she ain't going nowhere. Because guess what? Ain't nobody want no girl with all them kids. But see, them men don't understand. Them men don't understand that the ones that got that mind frame, they don't understand that if that lady's a good lady and a good woman, there's always somebody for her that would treat her right, her and her kids. Even though I don't believe in stepfathers like that, because my stepfather used to beat the shit out of me. But at the same time, I know a lot of good stepfathers, though, you know? I know a lot of good stepfathers.
Yes.
But y'all got to go and check her book out. Tell them where they can find your book.
You can find Building Me Back Brick by Brick to my Facebook website, Maddie E. Leonard, well, Maddie.e.Leonard. You can go to my website, www.maddie.e.leonard. www.maddieleonard.com. And you can even find the Kindle version. I have Kindle on most Kindle websites.
And it's self-published, right? Self-published.
No, I went through Gatekeepers Press. They helped me publish the book.
Oh, okay. All right.
They helped me publish both of them.
What is it called?
They're a great
Gatekeepers
company.
Press?
Yes, Gatekeepers Press.
I know
They're kind of expensive, but they work with you every step of the way.
I know back about 14 years ago, my first book I've written a book, and I'm gonna tell you, I went to Author House. It was called Author House at the time. Man, they seen me coming.
I remember
Because I didn't know. I ain't know nothing about publishing. I ain't know nothing about this and all that. And they seen me coming. So, but a lot of things is like that. It's a lot of, you try. And I put something out there the first time. I mean, you can screw me over the first time, but I ain't fit to come back and let you do it again.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you get.
I get that with people asking to do a book review. You pay a certain amount. Now they got me a couple of times, and they claim they'll do a book review for you on your book, and then you'll have it posted. And they got me a couple of times on that. So yeah, you got to be careful. They're out there. Digital creators, they're out there. They flood my Facebook page. It gets so annoying.
They got a black. It's called Black PR. Black PR. You might want to look them up. They're saying you do a media kit or a press kit or something like that. Newspaper. I forgot what you call it, but they do a kit and they send it to all the black newspapers and radio stations and all that. It's called Black PR. BlackPR.com. They real good. I did a press release with them one time, and when I did my second movie, Church Sessions. So I did it with them. They pretty good. Yeah, they pretty good. So yeah. So but
awesome.
so we got a subject. I seen this on Facebook. And y'all know I seen a lot of stuff on Facebook. I see internet, blase. So this the deal. The lady and the dude, they broke up. So he's on child support. She said he got a check. I mean, he got a raise, got a promotion. So her question was, she went down there to the courthouse. Since he got a raise in his pay, I want a raise in my child support. So he asked for a DNA. The child ain't his. Child 15 years old. I think she said 15 years old because she said something about 15 years. So I'm going to say the child was 15 years old. Find out the child ain't his. So he stopped all type of payments, all type of picking up the kids if you were doing anything you had to do with the kid. He stopped all that. And she said he's wrong. She said he's wrong. Because, the child, he's the only dad that child know. And she said she forgiven herself. That's what she said now. She said she forgiven herself for cheating on him. Shouldn't you be telling that man man for forgiveness? And, I'm not the one to judge nobody, but that's a hell of a way to find out that a person was cheating on me. You get what I'm saying? 15 years later, and you know what I'm saying, you're doing DNA.
Yeah.
So my question is, what do you think about this story, Maddie?
It's rough, because I've been in a situation similar to this where my ex-husband, the one that was abusive to me, he adopted my daughter that I had from a previous marriage. And when we divorced, he stopped paying child support and or even coming to see the child. And I ended up going to court and everything, and he was made to pay child support because he adopted her, you know. And but my thing wasn't really so much as the money. It was more of if that person is in that child's life, you know, how can you just turn your back on a child? How can you just turn away? In that scenario, yes, that child wasn't his. Yes, he has the right to stop all child support and everything, but he still has been in that child's life. You don't just turn your back on a child like that. I can't understand how you just shut off love. You know, you no matter and no matter how much hate you have for that woman, that child still has their own feelings and their own. Now that child's got to go through abandonment issues, rejection, you know, and it's hard. It's really hard for that child to cope, and they don't understand, you know. And now they got resentment for the mom because the mom lied to the dad, you know, and now they got abandonment issues from the dad. You know, that child's going to be messed up. If they don't seek help, they're going to be messed up behind this thing. And people are so selfish, you know. I don't understand why every time that person gets a raise, you think you deserve some more money. You still have the same child from day one. You got an order. Be happy with that order. I don't understand that. Oh, you got a raise, I'm gonna go get some more money from you. That does not make sense. That's just being selfish and trying to better themselves. Don't want to see that other person further themselves. Move on. That person's out of your life now. Move on. Don't worry about what that person got promoted. That person got this or that. You know, move on with your own life. Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. And the fact that he did the DNA after that many years, wow, that's just, oh, wow. I know that backfired in her face.
I'm feeling that,
and she deserved it.
Right? Yeah, she deserved it. But I feel what you're saying. I feel what you're saying. 15 years, this and that. So, but for him to get a DNA, I'm kind of feeling that he kind of already knew that this child probably wasn't his. Because why the 15 years? I mean, the child probably got old and started looking like his real daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute, you don't look like your mama. You don't look like what he should have did. I'm gonna tell you what he should have did, and this is what I did with kids that I was unsure if they was mine. I tell my mom, my auntie, they go around there, you know what I'm saying? Look at that baby, let me know. I ain't need no DNA.
An old school way.
I got my 15-year-old child. Well, she ain't 15 now. She found out she was 20. Oh, she told me she was 24. I'm like, man, I'm thinking you just 21. So, man, it's like, man, it's been 6 years since she got out the house. You know what I'm saying? So I met her when she was 13. Oh, wow. I met her when she was 13. But this the deal though, right? I'm gonna say she couldn't be no more than 2, and my other daughter was probably like 4.5, around that age, right? So I'm at my cousin's house. So this dude came around and, you know, I got my kids. I got, you know, so I got 2 of my kids. I got my son, one of my sons, and I got my middle daughter. Dude looked at her and said, my daughter looked at Dada and she's like, hey, that's Miranda's baby? And I said, no. I said, her mom ain't named Miranda. And I said, wait a minute, I used to mess with a girl named Miranda. I used to mess with. I said, where does she live at? So he telling me where she live at. I said, yeah, I used to mess with her. He said, man, she got a child look just like that baby right there. Just a little darker, but she looked just like that baby. And I said, yeah. And so I'm adding up the time. I said, well, it could be. Boom. Asked her, this ain't your baby, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I let it go. My auntie went round there, seen the child. My auntie came, she said, oh no, that's a problem. That's us. She said it just like that. That's us. My auntie told me this. So I wasn't seeing the girl, but I always told my sons and daughter, y'all got another sister. And I'm especially telling my boys, so you won't go in there and try to holler at her. You get what I'm saying? So y'all got another sister. If y'all ever meet somebody named Celine, but that may be your sister. You know what I'm saying? There's already my auntie already said it was mine, so that blase. Long story short, the girl got 13. The mama came up there and said, hey, we need to do a DNA, blase, deal DNA. Just like my auntie said, the child was mine. Age of 15, she wanted to stay with her real daddy. So she came in here, 15 years old. I thought I got rid of all the kids, 18 years old. I'm in the house by myself. Here she goes, the boom. I got another one coming in there. So, but, and the thing about it is, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know in a situation like that, I didn't know if I knew she was my child for sure. I would have been giving her, taking care of blase. So this dude right here, I feel that he already knew. He kind of suspect that child wasn't his. And he probably wasn't even getting along with the kid or something like that. I mean, the lady need to see what's going on with that situation because ain't no man all of a sudden after 15 years because you asking for child support going to say, I want a DNA.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I don't think so. Yeah.
But DNA wasn't so prevalent back then either. Doing it, I think it was expensive. Maybe now it's easy to do.
Yeah. You go to Walgreens to get a kit now, send it up somewhere. Just trick somebody to swab. Trick somebody to swab the kid. And that's what they do. They get their kids. Like, hey, I want to keep the kid for the weekend. They'll swab the kids, swab it.
Oh my goodness.
They swab the kid. They swab the kid, swab themselves and sit up there. But see, with your case, it was different, though. Your case was different. Come on now. You knew what you was getting into. You went to adopt this child, so you got in this child's life. Yeah. And now, you know what I'm saying, because it didn't work out with the mom, but you said, you know what I'm saying, fuck the child. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying, for real. Because now that child, like, you know what I'm saying, that child going to really have, I ain't going to say they're going to have it, but some kids have trust issues with that, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to that. Like, the stepdad that used to beat the shit out of me when I was growing up, he was one of the light-skinned brothers, so it was light-skinned. I'm dark-skinned, he light-skinned, so, he right there, he didn't get, you know what I'm saying, he was like, on that movie School Days, he was like Gamma Phi Gamma, and I was like the daddy long stroke them people. So, but either way, after he left, he went to prison and all that. My mama left him alone. You know what I'm saying? He, met somebody else, blase, end up getting married. But after that, I wasn't letting nobody come in that house and tell me anything, because to be honest with you, and I'm gonna say this right now, he's dead now, and I know it's bad for me to say. I'm glad he is, but I'm being real with you. When I got the military, I was 20 years old. When I got the military, I said I was coming looking for him. And I was. I got out and I was looking for him, and found out he died in prison. But I actually was looking for him. I said, oh no, I'm gonna get my licks back. I'm gonna get all those back. You know what I'm saying, and more. But at the same time, what I can say about him is, and do I forgive him? Yeah, I forgive him. That I was a child then, but the thing about it is it took a long time to forgive somebody. And for you not forgiving nobody, it's hurting you. You get what I'm saying? Because they don't went all about their life. And you know what I'm saying? So this lady talking about she forgave herself, but he didn't forgive you because he just found out, but he already knew. But anyway, about this dude right here, what he taught me was he made me stronger. And he don't even realize how he made me strong. Because you know what I'm saying? He beat my ass, but it didn't come easy. It wasn't just like he beat me. I'm crying and running. No, I'm fighting back. But what an 8-year-old gonna do with a 29-year-old man? Nothing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But hell, I'm fighting back though. So you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I feel that he got me. He got that lion, that beast out of me. You know what I'm saying? So then. Now I'm the head of the house now. You know what I'm saying? It won't need another man coming in here. I be the man of the family. I'm 19 years old. I'm the head of this house now. I made sure my brothers the oldest, but at the same time, make sure they go to school, make sure they do their work. You get what I'm saying? Even though I was fucking around, you know what I'm saying, bullshit, but at least they were doing what they supposed to do.
Right. Right.
Yeah, they were doing so.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but I think the man, that situation, that man, to me, I know I got a lot of comments where some women, you know, say no, he's not obligated morally and all that. It's to each his own. It's to each his own. The child don't ask to come in this world, and then when the child in this world, child don't ask you to be in my life.
Right.
You know, and nowadays it's hard to really trust anybody around your kids, even family members.
Yes. Yes, it is.
It's certain family members I don't trust. They might be watching the show right now. I don't give a fuck, but it's certain family members I don't trust right now. They know I don't trust around my kid. Like, hey, can I watch your? Hell no. I used to take my kids to work with me.
That's right. You can't trust nobody these days.
You know, say certain ones I know. I used to work, and I had two of my kids. I was keeping two of them at the time, and you know what I'm saying. So I had to go to work on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I had nobody to keep them. This one dude, you know, he's in my family member. He know who he is. He asked me, can he watch my? You know, I watch him. I said, no hell you won't. I think it was a PlayStation 1 or 2, one of the newer PlayStation or whatever. I put that in the corner while I was working. I was working in the sorting mail or whatever. So I put it on the corner. Then he got a little space right there. He playing a video game while I'm working. No, because I told him, if you want me to come in, I got to bring my kids in. So no hell you won't watch them. You ain't watching either one of them. You know, the boy, especially the girl. You know what I'm saying?
And you probably did right too.
Oh yeah, I'm very protective. I used to be called. I was the hood uncle. When I say that I was a hood uncle, some of them still call me pops to this day. They ain't my kids. You get what I'm saying? People like, you got a lot of kids. I was a hood. I'm the hood uncle. I'm the hood pop, because a lot of these kids didn't have no father around. So, you know, they were getting in trouble like that. I'm not patting myself on the back for this, but at the same time, I was been down that road. And so, you know, they have no direction. You know what I'm saying? They ain't had no direction. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm helping with the mama, knowing I wasn't trying to hit the mama. So anybody say, oh, you trying to get something? No, it didn't happen. I wasn't even trying to mess with the lady, but I see they struggling, you know what I'm saying, with the kids and with boys. Once the boy get a certain age, he gonna try that lady. You know what I'm saying? He gonna try his mama because he gonna man up.
Yeah.
I tried that with my mama. I did.
Yeah.
My mama put something on my ass, and I learned like, nah, I better calm the fuck back down.
Mothers were a lot tougher back then too.
She did. My mama put something on me. Ooh, Lord, boy, like, I better calm back down. I think I raised my voice at her. You don't raise your voice at no black mama. Oh, I raised my voice.
You sure don't.
Yeah, I'm about 14. No, she put something on my ass. No, that ain't happen no more. That ain't happen. So, no, but at that time, you know what I'm saying, things happen. You could chastise your kids. You could do that. Right now, it's a different story because parents are scared to even. I ain't saying all parents, but certain things you can't even yell at your kid if you want to now. You know what I'm saying? It's just like kids are taking over. And you know what I'm saying? I was telling somebody, I forgot who we was talking about. I said the government is trying to take over your life. They're trying to take over when I say our life. You telling me how to raise you can't tell me how to raise my children. Because the only thing you're gonna do is prepare a sale for them later on.
Yeah. Yep. That's the truth.
Yeah.
With no guidance and no correction, they're headed for the jail cell. That is so true.
Yeah, and another thing is like, and I'll probably end it then. Another thing is just about this dude right here, about this lady. If you knew this child wasn't his, why would you go that extra step to try to get extra money for him? And that's what I don't understand. You was being greedy, and then there might be other situations. This man might not even be wrong. When I say it might not be wrong in the sense that was he really seeing the kids? Was he spending time with the child? Was he just just paying child support? You know, because some women they get bitter when they let you go, even though if that child is yours or not. No, you ain't gonna see him no more. You ain't gonna see that no more. I went through that with my second, well, actually my second child, my oldest son. That I was keeping him for like 2 years. She got mad. I ain't seen this boy for 11 years. His auntie was at a laundromat, and she said, "You want to see AJ?" I said, "Yeah, well, yeah." So she told me to go on 34th and Hillsborough, and boom, and that's when I seen him again. I asked him his name. He told me his name. I said, "That's my name." He looked at me strange. I said, "That's because you my son," and I told him right there. And then he looked kind of crazy because he thought the other dude would have said, "No, that's not your daddy." You get what I'm saying? That's not your daddy. I'm your daddy. So long story short, she was bitter. And the thing about it is, I mean, you know, what we
and you know, it's a shame. It's a shame because so many people, you know, there's so many men that don't want to be a part of the child's life after they split up. But then there's those that want to be in their life, and those are the women that pushes those men away. It's like the man wants to be in that child's life, you know, and instead of thinking, they're selfish. They're thinking about themselves. Oh, I can't have you, so you can't be in my child's life. What kind of stupidness is that? And all it's going to do is cause resentment for that child in the long run when he finds out that you tried to be in his life and was turned away, you know. And that kind of happened with my daughter, because when I married the man I married and he adopted her, he didn't want her real father to have anything to do with her. And like a dummy, I listened to him because he was just that, you know, it was that relationship. And so I told him, I said, you know, she has a dad now. And I regret it today that I said that to her real dad, because when we divorced, the stepdad had nothing to do with her. And now the real dad, he don't have nothing to do with her either. So now she's just out there, you know, and it's terrible.
All right, we got reaching that time right now. That's another subject we need to talk about. So whenever you ready to come by, just let me know, because that subject right there, what we just talking about, even though we run out of time, but that's a good subject because I got some things about that too. So, but well, let Maddie give information again where you can find her book at.
You can find my book, Building Me Back Brick by Brick, and Silent Cry at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Google Reads, any Kindle website. You can go to my website, www.maddieleonard.com, or you can follow me on Facebook, Maddie E. Leonard, Maddie.e.leonard, and you can find me there.
All right, and you know me, Zobo69. Catch me Saturday as we do 10 minutes with the chosen one. And hey, we need sponsors, so hey, come on, hit me up. Either DM me or go to my website, King's Council ENT. Check out Church Sessions, Debit Card Life Matters on Tubi. And we, like I said, we got other movies coming up. We're gonna see you next week, same time, same place. Peace.
Oh, it's fun talking with you.
So she'll say she missed
Bye.
Say it for you and I say it for me.